Daily waters crawling over broken bridges in the slums where when you're broke it's like the hope is missing. And the hope came when we stepped on the pitcher's mound and started pitching. Went from baseballs to 8 balls of coke we pitching. Through the windows of my soul I captured the vision. Standing over the stove in the kitchen. Touch more keys than pianos. Whipping them chickens. Baptized in these streets but close to God like true Christians. But we all Muslim off our deen like Allah's missing. In God we trust stuffed in my true religions. A lost sheep trying to find his way back home, where I'd rather live broke together than die rich alone. I'm my brother's keeper, but we each other's backbone. Praying for good health, prosperity, and keep us all strong. Share my wealth amongst my fam, cause one day we all be gone. Memories of Medellin carved in the stone. The purple flag still for royalty in the blocks I roam. The loot Afghanistan, Mikasa's a war zone.
I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone.
Sacrifices bring riches, nigga, remember that scripture.
I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone.
Sacrifices bring riches, nigga, remember that scripture. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am, and blessed I am. So it's a must that I bless my mans and them. Each one teach one, and if you reach one, you better keep one. Real homies are hard to find, so I ain't looking for none. I just keep it real with mines and cherish the love. Me and my brother been on a rough ride, had some tough times, but we stayed down like 4 flat tires. Had to weather the storm. It's a pleasure to have a brother that never brought no harm. Always ready to ride, always ready for war. It's a must that we settle the score. I can't see myself at the top without my brothers. Just can't do it without my brothers. Cause without my brothers, I'm alone anyway. So if you count me in, you better count my brothers.
Brother's keeper. Yes. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone.
Sacrifices bring riches, nigga, remember that scripture.
I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone.
Sacrifices bring riches, nigga, remember that scripture.
I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. Broke together than rich alone. Broke together than rich alone. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. Broke together.
We had good chemistry, now you're just another memory. Used to give me positive vibes, now it's negative energy. Arguing back and forth about bitches that you never see. Besides being my queen bee, thought you was a friend of me. Now every time we speak, it's like you're talking to your enemy. You don't like how I move, I don't like how you think. I'm on the grind all day. You think I'm chasing these freaks, I say I'm in these streets. You think I'm in between some sheets, you call arguing and fighting. I'm trying to make it home in one piece. Walk in the house, Louis Duffel, 100 bands at least. Fuck a mortgage, just give us the power to lease. Told you in the beginning, baby, it's M.O.B. Fuck these hoes, I'm trying to find a wife to make my life complete. 2 halves become one whole, 360 degrees. Came for us at dough, what's meant to be shall be. For now we go our separate ways, there's no more arguing for me.
It's like damn if I do, and damn if I don't. I can't win for losing, so tell me what the fuck you want. You tell me go left, you go right. And when I think it's all good, you tell me that nothing is right. We need to talk. Now I'm like, talk about what? I broke and I bent. compromised at every extent, made every program and every event. You knew I was there, but let you tell it, it's like I don't even care. First you love me, then you hate me, say you want me and you need me, then you leave me and you treat me like I ain't even breathing. I don't beat you, I don't cheat you, I just treat you like the queen that you are. And you should know that I mean it. I know I ain't perfect, I know I did wrong. And when I did wrong, I knew it wasn't worth it. And what you did, you should've knew it would hurt me. Now I wonder if you with me, do you really deserve me? And if I lose it all, will you desert me? Will you desert me? Will you desert me? Will you desert me?
I'ma go get it no matter what it takes. Federal time in the cage is what a nigga face. And my lawyer's on speed dial, already been paid. Bitch trippin' saying she might be.
I already know who it is. It is your girl, Miss Kiwi, and I am definitely in the building tonight, along with my beautiful
Miss Mink.
Miss Mink is in the building. And of course, you know Fastlane is on his way. So we're going to get this party started because we got a special guest in the building that he will be joining us shortly. But we're going to let y'all know what our mission statement is because we want y'all out there to tune in. Call in 515-599-1687. Ask questions. We're going to give y'all some little knowledge on, you know, where he been, where he coming from, and where he going. But Miss Mink, give us that mission statement.
You know what it is. Hey, we want to make sure that we are bridging the gap between our youth and our season. We want to make sure that our youth feel very comfortable to not only accept the knowledge that we lay down on them, but also agree with it, feel that it's useful, and that they are gaining something. So we want you all to tune in, not just our season, but we want the youth to tune in as well. Because, hey, let me tell you, when it is that we especially have guests, then they are coming in to let you know where they at, where they been, and what it looks like for them in the future. So let's get it going. Let's have some fun. Let's have some good conversation. And when he is on, make sure that you are calling in 515-599-1687. Ask all the questions you want. You know, we'll talk. We talk back.
Yeah.
He will too.
All right, so like we said, join in, tune in. Because one thing you got to remember is when somebody is telling you like where they been and where they done came from, that's letting you know that it is possible. You know, sometimes we think things are impossible because it's not going right for us, or, you know, it might not be working in our favor at that moment. But we have people on here that are really living testimonies of where they been, where they done came from, and where they trying to go. And, you know, hey, no matter what your circumstances is, you can do it if you want to do it, if you make your mind up to do it. That's and right. It takes consistency. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. So, you know, it may look easy on the outside, but everything that you see ain't always easy. You sometimes got to get down in that mud, get down in them trenches if that's what you're trying to do and if that's where you're trying to go. But we're going to introduce our guests, and we want y'all to tune in with us tonight. Call in, you know, sit back, take notes, you know, whatever it takes for you. But
while we waiting on our guests, how's everything been going with you today, Miss Mink, Lord, Miss Kiwi?
I'm blessed, baby. I can't complain. I cannot complain. I woke up this morning. God gave me another chance to get it right with Him. So hey, that's what I'm gonna do until I close my eyes tonight, and I pray that He let me see another day. You know what I'm saying? So hey, we're gonna take it all the way there. And right now we got our other co-hosts entering into the building.
What's up, Fast Lane?
What up, Miss Mink?
Good
Fast Lane is definitely in the
evening.
building, baby.
Yes,
How
welcome,
you doing
welcome,
on this
welcome.
I'm blessed. Can't complain for 1 second.
I know, not 1 second. Because, hey, what good would it do to do the complaining?
I'm
Ain't gonna
telling
do no good. We
Ain't
gotta do
gonna
the changing.
That's
Ain't no
right.
use complaining.
That's
We gotta
right,
do
that
the
other
changing.
C word, the changing. Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
So we most definitely want to do the changing because it is not about the complaining. Most definitely.
Most
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. So we're excited for tonight. We have a guest.
We are. We have a guest in the building, and we are going to introduce him on tonight. So those who don't know, hey, we have Mr. Paparazzi coming to the building. How you doing on this evening?
I'm doing quite delightful.
All right, well, we want to first off thank you for being a part of Why Not Said. We are very excited on tonight because we want to hear what you got going on.
That's right.
And, hey, anything that you want to share with us, we excited about this tonight, So y'all tune in. Call in 515-599-1687.
Yes.
Let's get it started.
So, Sir Paparazzi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I mean, basically in St. Louis, I'm known for shooting a lot of different events, capturing the moments, try to make them last. I don't just try, I make them last forever.
All right, now.
From Maryland originally, been out here since about 08. Pretty much just been working hard from the start, man. I see something in St. Louis that's special, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of people leave this place, and I feel like you don't really got to go nowhere. Like, you bring people here. Like, I knew about St. Louis from the artists that popped off back in the day. Like, I never heard about St. Louis other than the Arch, and they sent me some college work back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, wow, like, these cats really blew up their town. And, like coming from Maryland, like the DMV, DC side of Maryland, let's get that straight, too, because no disrespect on Baltimore, but Maryland is like kind of split in two. You have the Baltimore portion, and then you have the DMV.
Okay.
Which is like DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm from Maryland, and just like DC was kind of crazy because you didn't have a lot of. We have go-go music, so it's like a lot of instrumentation, live bands, things of that nature that the music comes from, and it's very local. I won't say just local. It blew up nationally at one point in time, but for us, it's special. But a lot of people don't really understand it till you actually go and come to a live show. So to see St. Louis blow up on a national, international scale, like Nelly went diamond, like that's big. Oh my God, appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Like, you went diamond, you gotta salute that. Like how many artists rapped in their career and just didn't make that type of exposure. So seeing all that, watching the Rams blow up, you know what I'm saying, that was additional. All at the same time, it was like, wow, St. Louis to me was like the next Atlanta. Because it wasn't just Nelly, you had Chingy, Jibbs, Jaquan, Huey, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had a lot of good people that came back to back to back. And I'm like, man, like, that's dope. And then all these years later, I come out here, like, at the tail end of, I guess, that era in 08. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had their own specific idea on how they felt things should have been or what it was or how it is. And it was just like, man, I'm just looking at it like, you can go out to, when I did go out before I started doing my photography, it was like, you can meet everybody in one night, from the streets to the office suites in one spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, y'all kind of like in DC, it's a little bit more harder to get into those areas where you can kind of matriculate and run a play. But out here, it's just like, if you know how to speak to people and you're polite and you know how to, like, be a good person, like, it's a show me state. And my older brother used to always say that growing up back in the day. I'm from Missouri, the show me state, when you think you're trying to play with him. I'd be like, what is he talking about? And I came out here and that thought process came back in my head. And I'm like, it really is that. You got to show people what you're doing. You show them, like, and you consistent, like, that nobody can really deal with what God gave you.
That's right, absolutely. That is so true. Especially when God bless you with it. Hey, can't nobody can't take it away from you. So when you said it's kind of hard in D.C. or Maryland, what makes it hard?
I won't say it's hard. You just gotta like Maryland, DC, DMV, like the area. You the progression is a yearly thing. Like whether it was back in the day, we was in the school and you have a new move on the basketball court. You might have a new crossover. You might have a jump shot this year. You might have a hook shot. You gotta have something better every year. And because you know when you get out, unless you get a job with the government. One of the governments, the federal government was like the top tier situation back at the crib. You get a job, everybody was somebody's parent that was connected, or auntie or uncle, like if they was working for the government. So that was like your main thing back at the crib, getting the government. If you couldn't get in the feds, get in the state. If you can't get in the state, get in the county. You know what I'm saying? And it was a global economy back in the 90s. Like, you knew you weren't just competing with local people. You're like, we had a program called Esau, and I mean, we used to joke and say fresh off the boat, like, because they literally would bring foreigners over here from all different countries fresh off the boat into our school, and they would be in school part-time with us, and then they go to their own little programs and learn English and basic things to like, I'm watching them bring a whole new culture of people from all over the world up in this joint. That's why I say, like, it's different back at the crib. Then you come out, you already know you can't. So, for instance, where me and my little brother stayed at before I moved out here, I called it the barrio. You know what the barrio is?
No, what's the barrio?
Barrio.
Hey, tell us about the barrio.
All my amigos know about the barrio.
Okay.
The barrio is basically the Spanish hood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have gangs where we came from. They weren't called gangs. It were like cliques and crews. It was neighborhoods. This neighborhood might not mess with this neighborhood. There were no Bloods and Crips and anything like that. But what's funny, even with that, watching how strong it came into St. Louis, they did pop out to the city, but we never did the red and blue. Other than the Dallas Cowboys and the Redskins. That's all red and blue back at the crib. On Sunday, that's Super Bowl Sunday. But other than that, when I watch the gangs, how they work, it's interesting, you know, getting a little bit deeper on it, and not to go too far left, but I watched the gangs, how they went from the West to the Midwest. Now, they planted big flags out here, all up and down the Midwest, the Mississippi, basically. When they got to D.C., the drugs made it, but the gangs, just the connection. Just the connection. Like, I bet we connected, but ain't no cripping and blooding and none of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Respecting what they got. It was just a lot of money making, and people, you're in the nation's capital.
Right.
Like, when I finally got down to, like, I'm talking about Rayful Evans, the OGs that I used to work in the government office building with, they telling me he had the lab up in the daggone government building. Like, it was a different time back then. It was the murder capital in the nation's capital. Like, the difference, like I said, we grew up in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, like, even when we go down to the city, I remember my parents be like, all right, well, actually about to go in D.C. because it's a line. It's like a line just like this right here. This side is Maryland, this side D.C. When you cross this street, you in the city. And as soon as you cross the street, boom, 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 boom. The street jacked up, dog. Like, automatically. As soon when you're going back the other side, as soon as you hit the line, it's smooth. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me this, what made the difference? Just the line? Of course I know you crossing state lines, but I'm saying, like, they wasn't taking care of one side like they were taking care of the other side.
Well, back then it was almost like a separate country. DC is not even a state. It's a district. The dope part about living in DC, if you grew up and went to the schools there, you could go to any college with in-state tuition in the nation.
Wow.
They used to, the license plate read around DC taxation without representation, because we had a fake congressperson in office. Like, they had a vote, they were there, but their vote didn't count because it's not a state, it's a district. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, you could commit a crime in DC and jump the line, go to Maryland, and the police couldn't chase you. And vice versa. So the area, so we have, like, DC is kind of like it's a diamond. So you got Southern Avenue, Maryland, DC, Eastern Avenue, Maryland, DC, and it splits up, and, like, even it's kind of different. Like, our south side is kind of like the north side out here. Like, south side is like the hood, Southeast Anacostia, just MLK, where every hood got where you know where the MLK and Martin Luther King. Matter of fact, them Jones meet. You know what I'm saying? Right down in the middle of that jump. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our south side is kind of like y'all north side, and our north side is kind of like the south side. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So, I have to ask, because I watched it. I was an avid watcher. I know that, that's not the area that you were from, but.
About to talk about The Wire.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies.
That's my favorite show.
Yes, The Wire.
As real as it can get.
Was it though?
Oh yeah.
They had
the
real
thing
street
about
guys
The Wire.
in there.
The thing about The Wire that was kind of interesting was like, by the time it hit TV, like it already done been hit the streets. Like we already been on what was going on. Like we had cameras. We had like everything was just set up. And that's why I say it's hard to live in Maryland, because even when I started going back, say for instance I just go back for a weekend or something, and I'm driving behind my friend. I got my folks with. I'm not even thinking about it. We just driving down the street. Next thing you know, you driving down a regular street just like we is out here. Flash. You're not even thinking about it. You get back to the crib, you got a ticket for $200.
Oh.
You don't pay that joint in a week, that joint go up. Like another 10, another 20, they don't ever get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna tax, and it's tied to your license plate. You know what I'm saying? So and it wouldn't just be like cameras. Like they got itty bitty cameras like this. Then they got cars that got the cameras on them. And they would just, you have to pay to live out there basically. You feel me? Oh, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. But like it. You really got to be on your P's and Q's from the break. Especially where I'm from, if you black. Like, it wasn't like, I didn't even just grow up, like, quote-unquote, in the hood. I grew up around all white people. You know what I'm saying? I got called nigger in elementary school.
Nigger.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigger.
But all my family's from Birmingham, Alabama. I was the first person born in Maryland. So it was like a nomadic lifestyle my whole life. That's why I wasn't really tripping when I did come to St. Louis. I'm like, you know what? Why not try something new? You know, I've been in Maryland my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And I was supposed to go to Atlanta. I didn't go. And when I say, like, Maryland, like, The Wire, like, it's crazy. They will really try to destroy your life. Like, I did everything right. I went to college. I graduated. From high school. I did all this stuff on time. But you know what? The only reason I went to college, by the time I was a senior in high school, my guidance counselor pulled me into his office. And by that point in time, all my homies, my little brother, everybody got thrown out of school. I was hanging with a whole new group of cats, and I was also in tech school for halftime because I got my credits. So they let me go to tech school. I wanted to work on cars. My pop's like, you don't do computers or none of that stuff. You got to learn computers. So he sent me there for that. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I'm like, I bet. I could skip school in the afternoon at the tech school, go to school in the daytime, and I'm hanging with a whole new group of people. And we doing all different type of stuff. And then when they getting ready to call back home, because back then it wasn't like an instant jump. You got to miss like a week of school before they call. So right before they about to call, I bet. Now I can start skipping school in the morning and then pull up to the tech school. And my guidance counselor, he seen me, dog, and he pulled me to the office one day. He used to talk to us like, for real, he cursing us out and everything, but then with passion, not just dogging us out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Mike, man, what you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know, I'm about to get, he's like, you about to graduate 2 weeks, nigga. Like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know, go to community, it was MC, Montgomery Community College. We called it the 13th grade, though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody go there that really, they ain't about to go to the military. They just trying to figure it out. It's a little way that you can kind of just figure out what you doing, not spend a whole lot of money. And in reality, like, it was just a gateway to, like, nothingness. He told me straight up, he's like, nigga, if you stay here, in this place, 2 to 3 years, you dead or in jail. You see all of your folks, they all gone. The niggas you hanging out with now ain't gonna do you no good. If I can get you to go to college, would you go? Mr. Lovin, Mike Lovin.
All right.
I ain't talked to Mike Lovin. I ain't talked to Mike Lovin in a long time. Yeah, in real life. That man saved my life. In real life, you feel me?
Who cared, you know?
Yeah, somebody that really cared. I remember like even to take it back when my brother got thrown out, tell you how wild we was young. And my parents still act like it didn't happen. My brother he was one of the first cats around the way to actually grow his hair out. And he grew his hair out. He didn't just grow it out like he wanted to keep it straight all the time for the braids, so he ended up permanent. So for Halloween, matter of fact, it's almost Halloween now. Funny story, my brother was that guy. If he was still here, rest in peace. He died a year after I moved out here. But if he was still here, you'd be interviewing him, not me. Steve Price came. Rest in peace, my dude.
Rest in peace, Steve.
But real quick story, I'll never forget. This is when I first realized who Mike Levin was, yeah. So my brother had the permed out hair. My mom had a mink coat and a hat. I don't know how he did it. He put on a church suit and got my mom somehow to let him wear the mink coat and the hat and came through the halls as a pimp. Like, in real life, like, and I'm watching him because where our little spot was at, it's like right next to like where the guidance counselor's office was. That's where he was at. So my brother coming down the hall, everybody like geeked out. Like, oh, look at this, he's a pimp. They brushing his coat and everything. Man, Mike Glover come out there, Joe, Stephen Price, Mike Price, he's naming everybody. Get your asses in the office. We get in the office, and he's like, do you know what the MF of a pimp is? You look like a clown. What are you doing? What are you doing? You setting us back? Like, and mind you, like, we in a fishbowl. Cause like we black people, and it's more and more of us and that's why I say, like, when time went on, more and more of us started piling up out there, but it was still like they know all, like the police do all of us. They had a board up in their little substation with everybody's pictures, nicknames, and everything back in. We're talking in the 90s. Right. They used to sit like McDonald's. It was funny. That used to be our little rip in the little town that we used to be in, the strip, or the little spot where everybody wants to go through McDonald's. So the police, it was so blatant, and we was tripping. We do all type of transactions, all different type of things. Police would be sitting in the back corner, just sitting back with his walkie-talkie here and taking notes. Every Friday and Saturday, he just be sitting there. Everybody just be, I'm talking about, you go to the daggone window and get a 3 and a dub, you know what I'm saying, real quick. At the same time, bathroom, we doing all, like, and everybody comes through that joint. Like I said, right after that, they put a substation. Everybody started getting locked up. I saw the drugs come through that joint. Right when I left, and that's what I tell you, what Mike Lovin saved my life, because the year I left and he got me into college, that's when all, like, people, the pills hadn't really came in yet, but people was on dippers. I don't know if you ever like formaldehyde, Sherm, whatever that, man. It made cats I looked up to, yeah. And I'm getting calls. They going through the town. They doing all different type of things to people. They bringing outsiders to the town, and we ain't from no big town. Like, you say something came from the city where we at, it's like you can go from $5 in the city to $25 where we at, just off the strength you said it's from the city. So people gullible. I got a chance to get out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching as I'm hearing the stories, and now people I looked up to, they butt naked in the middle of the street praying. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, people robbing each other, people going to jail, people dying. You know what I'm saying? And that's before the real drugs came in. Like you said, Baltimore, DC was like more of a, I would say, quote unquote, like a coke town, powder, like crack, cocaine situation like that. Our mayor, rest in peace, Marion Barry, they set him up with that. But Baltimore was like a dope town. It's a port. So a lot of stuff comes through on them ships. Yeah. So like, and that's the difference in even the drugs and the cultures. You know what I'm saying? That dope, it's just something different about the dope. And when it came through, and like the fentanyl, like a lot of those first cases, like hit a lot of the people where we from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody knew what it was at first. You know what I'm saying? Because people they just started dropping from the dope. And now we got into everything. But it's just like, you watch like what these things they do to our cultures over and over and over again. It's like, when are we going to learn from this situation? You feel me? Like, you can't keep tricking us out of, like, Lil Durk yesterday. That's the craziest thing. It's like, you watch Wallow cry. He broke down and cried to this youngin'. He tried to tell him, like 5 months before it happened, it actually happened. He broke down and cried. And dude, he looked at him. It was just like, it's kind of scary for these youngins, because it's like, growing up, it's one thing I will say, in our culture, it kind of fell off because, you know, when crack and all these drugs did come through, you took out the leaders. You took out the leaders, you left a bunch of soldiers, and soldiers need guidance. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be ready to crash out all the time. That's what a soldier gonna be if he ain't got no dictation on the direction he needs to go. Right. So it's like, you left a lot of that, and we grew up in that type of era where it's kind of like, you got to either you're going to sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? So to come out here, it was like to say more or less, like I was like pretty prepared. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked at it like, boom, all my family from Birmingham. I used to always want to I used to be jealous of them. I'm like, why they get to live all down there and we up here? But I realized God was protecting me. He was putting me in a place to be great down the line, and it's not my time. Because I think if it was my way, I would have been 6'7", dunking on a bunch of cats. I would have had a bunch of baby mamas died of AIDS and left a bunch of niggas around here to mess up y'all lives. That was my play. Or I would have been a rapper. And probably, who knows, as a child rapper, I liked Another Bad Creation, The Boys, like New Edition, all these. I wanted to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? But I think I look at all the cats that I did look up to as a child, that was my age. And I'm like, dang, y'all jacked up now.
Yeah.
Like I'm an 80s baby, and I still look young. And I'm thankful for the resident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thankful.
Well, like you said, God had a plan. See, and we have to realize that our plan is not his plan.
Facts.
And if it is that, we just follow his plan, just how wonderful we would be. And like you said, a lot of us take all of that for granted.
Right.
And we try to do it our way. But we get slapped back to reality real quick.
You quick.
Yes.
Man.
We get slapped back to
that.
reality real quick. Our plan is not our plan. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize is you going through life on your plan. But when it's all said and done, your plan is not going to matter. Your plan is not. He got some.
Planned it out for
That's
us.
right. He got it already planned for us.
I'll put it to you like this. A lot of people in life, they concentrate on the A and the Z.
What's the A and the Z? Explain that.
A is when you born, and Z is when you die.
Right now.
But if you focus on the other B through the Y, how many letters is that?
That's 24.
You got how many hours a day?
24.
And
24.
you focus on each one of them letters, and A and through Z is going to be taken care of.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right.
So I was telling my man earlier the story of the ant and the grasshopper. You ever heard that, John?
No, I'll give it to him.
Give it to us. Because I have
Take
heard
them
it,
back.
but I don't remember it.
It's pretty dope, man. And we need to tell our children this situation, too, because there's a lot of grasshoppers out here that think that they're ants. And long story short, the ant worked all summer. Man, was stacking food, grabbing acorn here, grabbing some corn over here, grabbing some greens over here. You know, his spot might be getting a little bit tight. He's going to dig out a little bit more so we can put more stuff in there. Grasshopper was just jumping all around the whole forest and going over here to the lake just playing. And it's summertime, so it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all right to be frolicking out here. But what happened? Wintertime came. Ant worked all summer. That boy was prepared. He went down, shielded up his little thing. The snow came. He was down eating good. Had a variety.
Okay.
He had a variety. What happened to the grasshopper? He starved. He died a cold, miserable death because he played. And when you know what? The whole time, you know winter's coming. And again, it's going to be a warm time again. It's going to be like just like every day, every dark night is going to be a sunny day. But what you going to do to survive through the dark night?
That's right.
That's a part of life, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is guaranteed out here. So every L really is not a loss, it's a lesson depending on how you play it.
Yeah. That is so true, most definitely.
So tell us, once you got to St. Louis, what did you start getting into? What was your plans when you made it here?
But when I first got here, it was like, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking, like, when I left Maryland, I was working in the group homes. I did third-party monitoring for kids that was anywhere from 17 to 21. And then even for the group homes, they were anywhere from, I think, about 11 to 18. And they coming from the social and juvenile services, straight from the system. They done did all type of different things or had all different type of things done to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, witnessing that, I tell you, that was, I thought it would be easy to get a job doing that out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's a need. It's a need. And in DC, that's one thing I'll say about DC. Like, they had a bunch of different programs. Now, I'm not going to say in Maryland, too. Now, I'm not going to say everybody. I learned the good things and the bad things that I liked about the programs. Because it was a lot of different things that I saw that I liked, and a lot of different things I saw that I didn't like.
Right.
That's one of my goals when God blesses me with my bag the way it's supposed to be. I want lines of therapeutic group homes with real solid individuals to really give real solid counseling and things of that nature. But in the in-between time, and I'll get to that later, but I'm with a program right now called Mentors in Motion. We can give them a clap and hand out to them.
Shout out to Mentors in Motion.
Big things. My boy Teff and Landon, Big G, like all the staff, man, they're doing amazing things for these kids out here. But that was one of the things, like, leaving from D.C. and Maryland and helping all these kids. Like, I had a hood tour. I go from the projects to the social service office, to the counselor's office, to the job, to all these different things. And then, you know, like even back then, I ain't gonna lie, like the ones that took to rapping, because I was into rapping back then, I'm like, all right, bet, I'm gonna take y'all to the studio I go to. The ones that know how to act, I'm like, I'm gonna show you, look, my name's up on the wall here. Like, they know me. This is like no cameras, no nothing. Like, I really did that, like, for real. But it was just like, I saw so many things, so many holes and gaps in the system, you know what I'm saying? But the benefit, better than the pay, which wasn't that good, was the fact, Mr. Mike, I graduated. Mr. Mike, I'm back with my family. Mr. Mike, I got my kids back. Mr. Mike, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? You know
And don't that make you feel good?
Oh, you can't be paid for that.
Yeah,
you can't be paid for that, because that's back before I had kids. But I'm like, you know what? One day I will have kids, and if these are the youngest coming up after me, if I can make their life better than whoever I got after that, like, it's going to be a better world. Because I could tell you, like, a lot of cats tried to play with us growing up. Right. They try to take advantage just because cats is younger. Sometimes you peep it and you like, all right, I ain't going to fight you, a big dude. But it's like, man, why you playing like that? Yeah. You ain't even got to take it, man. You should be teaching me game instead of trying to get over on me, dog. Yeah, the one day you never know. You never know who's going to be the other person on the other side of them eyes that you're looking at. That's why you look people in their eyes. Yeah, it's going to tell you everything you need to know, dog.
That's right. So let me ask you this, because I just want to commend you for taking that, taking that leap. Because, if we would have a lot of men doing the same thing, just imagine what our young men could be now. And that's the reason why, as a part of our mission statement, is to bridge that gap between the youth and the seasoned, because our youth are so lost. And I'm very compassionate about it, because I feel that if we win our youth to get them on the, started on the right path and the right tracks. Oh my God!
Look what they dealing with.
But you know what? It ain't just the young men though, because with great leaders as men, it also teaches our daughters.
Right.
You feel what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Oh, I'm in the schools. It's crazy. I'm watching it now. I watch these young women. Like they'll come across the hallway. Smack the man out of big dude, and big dude be like, "Oh dang!" Like, I'm like, "What happened?" Like the roles got reversed.
Yes,
the dudes is soft and the girls is hard.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I'm like, something happened down the line where like we got it reversed and confused, and it's like you said, like this is one thing I will say too. When I came out here, I'm like, I ain't never seen adults play with kids like this.
Oh, baby,
come on now.
That's what we talk about all the time.
Like you, like on a friendship level, like, and even I gotta watch myself just not being around my kid. Just sometimes, just because I work so much, all right, I let stuff slide. He's getting about to be 14. It's like, all right, you know what type of, we gotta look at ourselves as parents. Like, what type of child are we sending out into the world?
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, Lord.
So
what are we? Cause like you can't blame and point the finger at anybody else if you ain't doing what you supposed to do at home.
Exactly.
Cause I know just watching the different zip code that you live in. I might live in this zip code, so my kid got to go to school, and you know what he's dealing with? He's dealing with his teacher battling Jimmy, Johnny, and Freddie, and Susie, and all these kids battling in the back of the room because they don't got it at home and they don't want to pay attention. They want to be funny to bring attention to themselves, to feel good about themselves, but they don't realize they're distracting the few kids that do want to learn.
Exactly.
Now the kids that want to learn, they bored because the teacher is dealing with these kids.
Exactly.
And now you done thrown the whole situation off, and you're going to try to standardize it with some testing that they don't care nothing about, because what does it matter in my life? I go back home and I don't see nothing that got anything to deal with any of that.
And that's so true.
You took the
That's
arts
so
out, you took the music out, you took the physical education out.
Man.
You took God out
You
first
took-
and
oh, yeah, God
foremost. You
been
took
gone.
God
Yeah.
out, and
God
that's
been
where it
gone.
all
These
started
kids don't
going
even
at
want to
it.
go outside and play no more. You know,
Man,
they
what
don't
was-
have no motor skills. You
They
know,
ain't climbed
so,
a tree.
Okay.
They ain't scraped the knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really ain't fell
Cause
off
they
a
don't want to
bike.
break no nail, or they don't want to get their Jordans messed up.
Jordans, we talking about designer.
Oh well,
Now,
that
I don't know if
too.
it's real now. Now I found out they put that little video on the flea market. Y'all kind of, we're going to have some conversation when I see y'all next time. Because I'm thinking, I ain't come from the era where it was just like, I mean, bootleg look bootleg like in my day.
But now
Nowadays,
they got the game
like,
and
you
go.
can't tell, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it's a different day. That's why I say that's what they competing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think by the time they our age, when they watching like government or like these presidential elections and stuff, you don't even know what is AI. If that's a real person that ever even popped up on the stage,
Say
on the
it.
TV screen, or even with the when they pull Pac out as a hologram, and that man was
yeah.
dancing and it looked like he was really there, like for. And then they started doing with everybody, but all they doing is just showing you, yeah, this is what we just imagine, just like with The Wire. Like when The Wire came out, we been knowing all that stuff was done. And they just now showing you, but we was right there, physically there to see it. So of course we know, but everybody was like, "Whoa, is it really like? Yeah, it's really like." Now you seeing Dirk and all them. You seeing that play out in real time all the time. With social media, everything is right there on the screen right now.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're giving them the crimes. You used to have to be there to see it. If you weren't there to see it, you better not talk about it.
And that's, I mean,
You
you
better
know, but
not
that's
talk
true.
about it.
That is
You
so
know what I'm
true.
saying? But nowadays, like, you know what? All right, I go out here and get knocked. Oh, I just did this interview with Fast, man. You know, cut me loose, dog. I can take him down. And they rather do it. And they made 6ix9ine an example. He was like when I was watching how that was going to play out. Now he's faded out. But as you watch, all the way down to Rayful Edmonds getting out. All the way down to what they're talking about. And I don't know the whole story with Meech and Cuffy, who's from St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? That's an interesting story. At first, I used to try to research this information. I couldn't find too much of it at first, but the family's been adamant. And I don't know about any of it, so I'm not going to get into it. But it's just like, this is the type of things we have to live in nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, all I can say is, God is making a way for people with integrity. And kind of Cat Williams, like, kind of blew the lid off the cover at the beginning of this year when he did that interview. He said everything that's going to happen. People's going to get exposed. And you're watching a lot of different things take place right now to come to the light. So it's like your best bet is like do something good. Not just for yourself, but do something good for the next generation so they don't have to grow up in this situation. Like Puff, for real, for me, for him going down, not to change the subject, but I'm like, bro, you kind of like destroyed my generation's childhood. You was a part of Pac and Big going. I don't care what nobody say. That's how I personally feel. That's how I felt back then. That's how I feel now, dog. And it's just like, dang, dog, like Pac was the first. Like I didn't even have nobody young in my family that passed away or nobody I knew that passed away at that point in time. That wasn't that age, but when Pac died, I felt like a brother died. Yeah, I felt like a family member died.
I remember. I was at the Animal House. The Animal House was here, and when they announced it, I started crying.
In real life.
Yes.
Like you
I
feel
did.
like
I
that.
started crying.
And the craziest thing was we was in Vegas literally 10 days before that happened, walking through the MGM Grand in the spot that we stayed at was called the Maxim. When I looked it up down the line, that's actually at the corner of Flamingo and Koval. So like 10 days before that happened, we was right there at the corner at the hotel. Is now it's an empty lot, but we was right there at that spot. I remember telling my folks, I'm like, damn, Mike Tyson gonna be here in like less than a week. If we could have been here for that, we would have been right there in the middle of that joint, walked straight through the same hotel and everything. And when I went out there, I was out there maybe like being in the beginning of the summer, and I look and I was like, whoa, this is it. It changed up a little bit. I'm like, this is the actual hallway where they all met up and beat the shit out of old boy before they stomped up out of here. I'm like, this is historic. And I I actually ended up walking the block by Koval and Flamingo, and that's where I kind of looked it up and looked up the information. I'm like, whoa, this is it. But I just look, this is a famous intersection. Like the man that they took out, just imagine who Tupac would have been had he got a chance to live. Like Malcolm, like all these other cats that like, it's like every time a brother actually really get it It's like they take us out, and that's why we have to be so smart training this next generation up. Because the ones that got it, they try to tell us, and they silence them, and then after a while, party and bullshit come into play, and then everybody go like, back in the day, they used to be pushers and dealers and don't get high on your own supply. Nowadays, they the addicts and the you know what I'm saying,
And
the
they get high on
junkies.
their own
You know what I'm
supply.
saying? They're happy to be the junkies, man. They be burnt out by the time they can't even sing their own lyrics and stuff by the time they get on stage. Like used to be rapping, make music to go out and perform that junk and to get the raw feel from the audience. That used to be the thing, dog.
It's a lot of Milli
No,
going
now,
on.
but you know what? It's a lot of artists too now that's not real to me because they rapping and singing about things that they ain't never.
But that's just what they
experienced.
pushing. It's a lot of artists out here that's super duper dope, but they just don't get the exposure because the machines ain't trying to push that.
That's
No,
right.
they trying
The
to push
machines
the
ain't
food.
pushed
Pushing the
anything
agenda.
good, in a long time. And I got love and respect for anybody that makes a bag, but it's like, you know, after a minute, what is that gonna lead the
Right,
people
what you
to?
gonna do with
And
it?
not just to say, like, again, it comes back to parenting too. Like, everything ain't for everybody.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, I remember going to the video store, probably before people know, like, the young cats know about that, but going to the video store, they used to have the nasty section. It used to be blocked off with little doors and everything. As kids, you try to go in there, your grandparents
Yeah,
grab
they'll
you
pull you
quick
back.
if you try to go up in there, but it was sectioned off. It was like, like, that's not for y'all.
Well,
The
now
kids
it's
section,
all on social
now
media.
you can go on your card picking camera on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
You
I
ain't
mean,
even gotta
everything.
go on there, just turn the TV on. It's all over the TV, you know.
It is.
It's nothing like no holds bar. Everything, you get everything.
And
Get everything.
And you gotta have it in you nowadays. You gotta know like this is real life, the Matrix. Like you gotta what you see is not really what it is out here. Like they making the things that are negative, they're making them good. The things that are good, they're making them negative.
Yeah.
Like and then that's what they're pushing. And it's like you gotta be strong enough. That's what we gotta teach our kids. You gotta be strong enough to be independent, to be able to stand up. Like
And don't
one of the
Have your
things.
own mind.
I ain't gonna lie. One of the things that made me so proud of my son, yeah, and he was like, it was his first. He's in high school. He's in 9th grade, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the homecoming game. I'm gonna go to the homecoming dance, and like normally you don't never do none of that stuff. I'm like, cool. And then we find out that there's after parties and stuff like that, and like I know me and my brothers like after party we hit everything. Like who got the whip? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you going to the after parties? He's like, man, some of the older classmen told me what's gonna be there. I don't think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna just hang out at the house.
Oh, see
And
that
I'm like,
right there.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Where is
man.
it?
I ain't
That's
gonna tell
right.
you,
That's the
but-
sign of a leader.
and he told me everything at my age. I would have heard. I would have been there first front row and all my guys. But you know what? I'm like, whoa, that ain't like. I guess I'm
That
just
ain't
proud
the
of
norm
him.
for a lot
I'm
of
just
young
proud of
men.
him for that. Because
Yeah.
nowadays, they don't have that luxury of being able to pop that pill or smoke that joint by a random cat or drink that or even shoot up or whatever. Because that might be it. This
Yeah.
fentanyl is crazy.
Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
everywhere, and they don't care. They ain't measuring. They just serving it.
Yeah, and people
what I'm
lacing
saying?
everything with it.
They just serving it. You just watching people die. Like, I feel for the people that work at the hospitals and stuff because they probably just overloaded with just different things. It's not like people was running away from it. They're running towards it.
They running toward it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to protect your energy, your spirit, your vibrations, your frequency out here because all them things count to you getting towards where you need to be at, and that's with the higher
Exactly.
power, dog.
And that's
Yes,
true.
You know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely.
That's so
Yes.
true.
But if everybody would get in tune with that higher power, then that's when it is that you will see a lot of change. A lot of change. Well, hey, like he said, before the end of time, everybody will be confessing who
Right.
he is. Now, whether or not it is that you're going to go with him is a different story. But you're going to confess that, hey, he is who he is. So why not take that opportunity and that time to change your life right now so that you can be prepared to, hey,
Because a lot of people don't take into consideration, because when we on this earth, like we talk about A through Z, you know what I'm saying? It's dealing with time. Like, when you talking about eternity,
that's E.
we're talking about forever.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
it doesn't it's not gonna change. You know what the worst part about hell is, to be honest with you? I'll let each one of y'all answer. What do you think the worst thing about hell is?
Is knowing that you're burning forever.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. You ain't never coming back.
Pain and suffering of not being able to change. You stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
stuck in it. You stuck in the fire. And to be honest with you, bro, I feel like some of us experience hell on earth while we here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because some of us was chosen to go sit in that fire. You know what I mean? Because that's how we had to realize who we was.
That was
I
your
built you
test.
so strong that I'm gonna send you to hell. That don't mean I'm gonna sit there. That don't mean I ain't gonna sit there with you. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna guide you through it too. And through that hellish fire, you're gonna find out who you is. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? But that was those that was chosen. Like you say, many are called, for you are chosen. But I say, you know what I mean? It's the pain and suffering. You know what I mean? Like the not being able to change it, not being able to do something for yourself. You know what I mean? Not being able to stop the fire while it's steady burning. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just like putting your hand over that stove, and next thing you know, you feel that heat coming from it. But imagine not being able to turn off the heat.
Everything y'all are saying is absolutely correct. And I'm going to give you my interpretation. The worst thing about hell is eternal separation from God.
Yeah.
Man,
Ooh,
sure.
that is deep.
Because, you know what? When you mention hell on earth, he going to guide me through that. He going to get me through that. It's an opportunity to get back through that.
Yeah.
Well, when you down there,
You ain't coming back.
and you know, like, you will never, ever, like, the God, we have to just break it all the way down. God is the only thing good on the, everywhere,
Right.
Everywhere.
period.
Right.
If it ain't from God, it ain't good,
That's
Right.
right.
period. Like, we can do all this, we can do all that, and it's all there for us, but if it ain't from God, at the end of the day, it ain't
It's not
good. So it's like being away from everything good, everything, like, it could just be as simple as having to relive your worst day over and over and over and knowing God is never coming to get you. You done.
And baby, you down there.
You
pleading the blood
done.
of
The
Jesus.
door's locked. I
It's
threw
too
everything
late.
away. I want to spit you out. You ain't even worth it. I tried to give you every opportunity while you were here. Nah, you got to live with it.
Right.
You got to live with it. And it's like, yeah, we going to burn and all that other stuff. But just to know, like, God is going.
That's
That's
scary.
what they,
harsh.
That's the
scary.
level they got us on now. They
Yeah,
trying to
people don't
take
think
him
about
out
that.
of the schools. They trying to
Oh,
take
yeah.
him out of,
'Cause
like they confusing us with the teachings. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they got people. They don't. It's a lot of people that don't even believe. They ain't even trying to believe
There's an
because they've been
agenda.
told so many lies. Like he said, you gonna been and heard so many lies that you ain't gonna know the truth when it's in your face. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at now. You know what I mean? To
But
the
not
point
just-
where.
Go ahead.
To the point where when you speak God, a lot of people run. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because they don't even know the God within themselves. Because
Facts.
he's everywhere. When he say he dwells everywhere, he's everywhere.
Every action
you know what I mean?
do, he right there.
And
Every
he already
step
know.
of the way.
And he know.
That's why we can't lie to him. That's why he said, come as you are.
But the difference is that makes us, and at first it used to kind of irk me because my boy be like, man, you a God, man. I'm like, man, stop calling me. I ain't God. He's like, not you are God. And I had to, like, even if you read the Bible, like, God put a piece of us in us. He's not,
He said,
you're
in
not
the image of
uppercase
him.
G. You're lowercase
Yeah,
G.
but
Because
you
when he
got
put
it
us
in
on
you.
the planet, we're in domain and domination of everything on the planet. He gave us everything, and he had us name everything on the planet. Well, Adam named it, and he's like, "This is all yours." You know what I'm saying? Just don't eat this fruit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't do that. Other than that, you good to go. So the earth, and even after he flooded the earth and put Noah back on earth, he said, repopulate the planet, take it over. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is yours. Like, the problem is the greed and the lust, and
That's
he
that
got
fruit
this,
you talking about.
He got that. Yeah,
That's that fruit.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I
Like,
mean? That's the fruit.
Sin.
You know, because we don't realize, man, when we knowing ourselves, you also, that God within you give you signs and signals. That's why he said you
Facts.
have it within. Because when he put it within us, he gave us a certain senses to know that I'm feeling something that the average man can't tell me.
Right.
Or he's telling me something that the average man can't tell me. Or
Right.
something protected me when I ain't have myself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that God within, the whole time we was ignoring it. You know what I mean? That's why he said know thyself, because to know yourself, you gonna know when he talking to you.
And that's
you gonna
when
know
you
when
get
them spirits
liberated.
protecting
That's
you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what they done detached us from. We was the most spiritual people. See, we done got so caught up in all of man's ways. You know what I mean?
Say that.
We don't even know the spiritual beings that we are. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
To the point where now we go off what man say before we go off of what our intuition telling us. And that's,
Exactly.
he's dwelling within us. He speak to his children. He got his way, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like when you go out in the sun. They detaching us from the sun because
And
we
you
are
need
children
that.
of the
You
sun.
need that. You're
You
supposed
know what I
to
mean?
get that, dog. So
Son
you
of
can grow,
man.
so your vitamins and all
Man,
that. Like, come on, bro.
it gives us strength. And
In
we
real
don't realize,
life.
like, when
But
we
they
thought
put
our
us
people was out
under
here
these
holding them
roofs with
cornfields
red
down
lights.
and the cotton fields and all that, and they was surviving, and they was living way older than us that we think we got it easy now, they was in the sun. You see what I'm saying? They was in the sun
And
no
they
matter
wouldn't eat
what
all
they
this
was
processed food.
That's right. And all this
Yeah.
other
Right.
stuff. You know, hey, so even back in the biblical times, they was living till they was 600 and 700 years old,
Right.
800 and 900 years old. So well, a lot of people don't read neither.
Right.
So a lot of people don't read. So how are you to know what it is, you know, that you should be doing in reference to that? Although there is a lot of information out there now, but a lot of people don't pay attention to the right stuff.
And that's why it comes down to your individual choice, man.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
know
when you
yourself.
go before him, ain't nobody else going up in
You
front of
can't
him but
say I
yourself.
ain't do it because he did.
You know what I'm
or
saying?
he said,
Because
or
he
she
can't save
said.
your soul.
And that's what we all caught up in now. The he say, she say.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I keep stressing knowing thyself is even taking time out with self. You know what I'm saying? Because when you walking alone, you walking with him.
That's
and
right.
you gonna know he right there with you, because when you walking alone, you start getting information that you was trying, you getting answers that you was asking questions for. You know what I'm saying? You getting information, or you getting guided. You finding peace within yourself.
Right.
And then when you find peace within yourself, that's when you hear him clear. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, we don't realize, we think they taught us to not be selfish. But I'm not saying in a selfish way, because I'm so much for the people. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it away and get joy out of it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be able to tap into self to even be able to help the people.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Right.
Because we all got certain gifts that he gave us. You know what I'm saying? We all got a part of them in us.
That's right.
Even if those that choose not to accept it, it's still there.
That's
Facts.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's still there. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is,
They
as
just
we
don't know
tap
how to
into
tap into
ourselves
it.
more, you know what I'm saying? We learn that we have certain things in us that we didn't even imagine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then we'll find out, when we find those things that we didn't imagine, we start finding God there. Because we know we didn't put it there.
That's right.
Well,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? We know we didn't put it there. It was there, though. It's there. We got jewels in us. Keys
Yeah.
open doors. And you got to know the keys to your own locks. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Like
For
that.
real,
like
that's the
that.
most powerful
Yes.
thing.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Because we could chase the world and we could watch the world burn, all that. You know what I'm saying? But as it's burning, if you ain't in the fire, then you being protected. You see what I'm saying? So when you knowing yourself, you're knowing you're being protected even when you can't control what's going on around you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So me, myself, I walk now with, like, man, he guide me. Every day I wake, I put him in front of me and he guide me. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So I don't care what, no man can distract the mission no matter what.
Right.
Even when I'm late, I'm on time. That's my saying. And not saying I'm playing with time. You know, I'm learning to do better. But I'm saying, like,
That's all right, baby. If you
a
stay
lot of
ready,
times
you
I
gotta
was
get
late
ready.
and I went somewhere I thought I wasn't supposed to be. It was an answer right there for me.
Yeah.
That's because I put him in front of me.
Right.
I didn't even know he was guiding me. I asked him to, and he was guiding me, but I didn't
Right.
even realize he was guiding me. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
That's
Because
right.
you got to be careful what you ask for.
That's
And
right.
the
You're
thing
right.
is, most of us
Right.
ask for it because it's in us for real. You know what I'm saying? We desire certain things that was already in us. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing don't change is energy. You know, energy don't die. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Ever.
it's no way that we leaving when our energy is still, we carrying energy that we got ancient wisdom within us. You know what I'm saying? But we don't believe that. That sound like good game. But then when you tap into certain people mental, you like, hold up. There's no way you learned all that in this lifetime.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying? There's no way. Especially knowing certain lifestyles certain people have lived. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Exactly.
those are those gifts he gave us. But only way we know that is by knowing ourselves. That's why I tell my kids, know yourself before anything else. You could waste a whole lifetime trying to judge me, and you're gonna miss out on you.
Right.
So, you
But
know
it
what I'm
also
saying?
Exactly.
comes down to, like you said, like taking time out for yourself, turning off the screens, like closing your eyes, breathing. That's where you download
Meditate.
what all your ancestors and what God has for you. That's where you get your senses back. A lot of times you don't even realize all the senses you have until you take all the stimulus away outside of what God gave you. And then you let that work for itself. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the time with this life that we live, like it working, kids, school, sports, businesses, clients, whatever. Like you don't a lot of times take the time out for yourself. And in reality, what they teach you if you're a lifesaver, you know what I'm saying, and somebody drowning.
You can't save your own life first.
You ain't gonna be able to both of y'all
You
gonna go
can't
in the water, huh?
You go down.
You feel me?
That's
So
what
it's
they
like,
say when you on the airplane. When they going through all of the.
like make sure you secure
Put
your
yours
stuff.
on first.
Whenever you pass down your kids,
Right,
you
that's
know what I'm
right.
saying? You ain't gonna be able to get it done.
Yes.
Your kid gonna be sitting there struggling. So it's like, yeah, you gotta, you have to, like God gave us our life for a reason.
Yes.
We all
So
got a
we gotta,
purpose
like,
on this
yeah,
journey.
sit back and realize what that purpose. Because that's the reason why everything's so crazy right now. Because this person want to be that person. This person want to be that
Yes,
person. Instead
yes.
of just being who you really supposed to be.
You're getting distracted
And
from
it's
yourself.
not for any of us to judge. That's
Yeah.
for you to really truly figure it out. But if you're sitting there and getting all this stimulus and internet and Facebook and TikTok and everything else, and they're showing you what it's supposed to, like, I ain't gonna lie, when I grew up, I wanted Jordans. When I got the opportunity to buy them, I bought some Jordans. But then after a while, I realized,
They ain't
like,
even comfortable.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I like phone posits personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are my jumps. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, we just gotta really critique ourselves before we critique anybody else.
That's right.
Figure
Absolutely.
that out. You know what I'm saying? You figure that out, it's gonna be a better place for all of us. Ain't no complaints, because everybody gonna be in their bag, because they're gonna be in their own gift, and then we're gonna all be able to link up just like we did. You know what I'm saying? We just bumped into each other at this studio, and it was like, hey, let's put it together and make it work.
Right. That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And that's how we do things. We gotta work together as a village.
That's right. Ooh, yes, there that village is. Hey, that village. Yes. Yes. So what's your next step? Where do you go from here? Or what are you doing?
So
already?
now that he been here,
Right. since you
hey,
done
he been putting
here,
in some work.
What you been doing? I mean, what's your
Man,
next? What's the future?
You know, the main thing that I'm doing right now, partner with Mentors in Motion, as I said earlier. We have a partnership with Normandy High School right now where we're teaching esthetician, music production, and songwriting, and merch making as well. We're on the schedule, like got grades and everything. I basically get to capture these amazing moments, these amazing scholars. They're like, you heard a lot of crazy things about Normandy, but until you go up there and see how much talent these kids really have, and again, like firsthand, when you actually just, what I was telling my man a while back, like bringing a little bit of light in some dark places, you'd be amazed at what grows.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's
Like,
right.
And a lot of these things were already growing, but I'm watching them flourish, and it's like, and watching everything, because it's brand new. Like, ain't nobody really know we knew what to expect, because we know we're passionate about these kids. Everybody that works with us is truly passionate, and they, first of all, they do what we're teaching them. So if you do what you do, like if you make clothes, we got Q from Shop Ambition. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Ambitious Clothes.
That's
That's
my
my
guy.
guy. That's
You know
my
what I'm
right
saying?
hand.
So for esthetician, we got Miss Natalie. Lashed out. I apologize. I'll get that name.
Okay, well,
Lashed
shout out to Miss Natalie.
Miss Natalie,
Yeah, most definitely.
she killing it, and she's doing the esthetician class. Man, and the girls are just packed. That's probably our most crowded class, watching all these girls learn how to do eyelashes, nails, facials. It's a whole bunch of different things that they're going to be doing straight into school. We got Tarboy teaching music production.
Okay.
All right
And then we
now.
got my man JR teaching Grammy Award winning JR teaching songwriting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Tarboy did Air Force Ones for Nelly, if I'm mistaken. And JR did won a Grammy with Lecrae. So it's like all these people are teaching the kids directly.
And you know what? And that's so amazing because
Yeah, it
we'll
is.
be announcing soon a project that we are going to be working on that
For our
is
young
helping
ladies.
to mentor young women.
Getting
And
them ready
teach
for the
them,
world.
getting them ready for
need
the
it.
world. Financial, ability, as well as banking, as well as being a staff.
Be a well-rounded young
yeah.
lady when you getting out here in these streets. Because
Yes.
it's more than just dressing up. It's
It
more than
is.
just putting on some hair and nails. And I'm a beautician. Been one for 35 years. But it's more to just being able to put nails on, put lashes on, hair. You have to be able to have sense. You have to
Right.
be able to make decisions. You have to know
How
your
to
worth
communicate.
first and foremost.
Facts.
Because if you out here in the world just looking cute and don't know your worth, then you're going to fall for a whole lot
They're
of
gonna
stuff.
play with you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They going to take you down through there. And that little pretty face and being pretty ain't going to help you out.
That's
so
right.
you have to know about being a woman that can take care of business, that can, love on herself and not have insecure, because a lot of people operate off of insecurity.
Man.
And a lot of our young women, that's the reason
A
why
lot
it is
of
that they are taking on somebody else's characteristics or somebody else's look or whatever the case may be, is because our young women are not confident in
not
what
being-
it is. Then they're not being taught that.
They're not being taught that. So if you're not being taught it, you're gonna go out here and thinking that what you get out here is
It's
what
good.
it really is, when it's really not.
It's not.
But you have so many, and hey, I'm not knocking nobody's bag either. But at the end of the day, the truth don't need no support.
Right.
This is all you see all day long with our kids. Our kids don't want to do nothing else but this.
Try to take it
All
from
day
them.
long. And all you're doing is you're watching somebody else develop and grow.
Exactly.
You're not even understanding or learning nothing about yourself and
Facts.
what it is you like. What you
Right.
don't like. Where you
All you're
want to go.
learning is I'm
What
not
you
like
wanna
that.
do.
I don't have that. You're not learning how to get it.
Exactly.
Like,
I
what
was
does it
just gonna
take
say
to
that.
get to that point?
That's the process they missing.
Exactly.
See, they seeing the glory or
And-
the,
yep.
the shine or the beauty or
Yep.
the fly clothes or the fly cars or the fly vacations, but they don't know the struggle or the process that got them there. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? They not showing you that. They ain't showing the losses and all the losses and the lessons they had to learn to tighten up to do better. You know what I'm saying? All they showing is it look good. Like they said, yeah, you make it look good, but it ain't easy.
Easy.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the part they not giving us, the it
Exactly.
ain't easy part.
that's
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
They want
Because-
Ruth Chris out the microwave. And it
Yeah.
don't happen
Ruth
like
Chris.
that. You know
It's
what I'm
almost
saying?
like they just leaving our kids to just go out here
and make
do
them think
wrong
it's easy.
to be able to get these things that you see on these Facebooks.
And
these
then
social
once they
media.
once it blows up in their face, they think they can just kind of like tell their way out of it. Or I didn't know. Like, you don't have the option to say I didn't
don't
know.
okay.
I don't like
gonna
my
learn.
bad. Like, you gonna learn. They gonna make you pay.
Yeah.
And time in this plane that we're on, like it's you don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste, and I'll say time is more of an opportunity. Every second is an opportunity to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? To move forward, to get your people better. Like I said, this conversation, I'd rather have a conversation like this than just talking about the stuff that I done did. Because how can we forget what I done did? Where are we going?
Right. Exactly.
Real life.
Exactly. What's next? That's it.
Yeah.
What's next?
What's the next
next?
situation?
And how can we be effective to help somebody? Because it ain't always just about us. But like you said, it starts with self. So when you can be the best you, then you're going to give the best you to the next person and help them to become the best them. But a lot of people not look, people so selfish and people
But
just,
hey, it start right here though, sis. You know what
yeah,
I
it
mean? Like
do.
a journey of
It
1,000
definitely
miles
do.
start with one
It
footstep.
definitely do.
And like one thing we gotta know, we can't keep giving the devil so much power.
Ooh,
Man,
You hear me?
right?
We can't keep giving the devil so much power. We talk about faith and we talk about how we believe, but if we believe in the God I know, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
It ain't no different. He say he gonna call him many names, but the thing is, the devil ain't got that much power like we think. So ain't no coincidence when he put a high power conversation together, when he put like them chosen ones together. He's moving. He's moving real fast right now. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no time to waste.
That's right. Time
Because
running out.
we all know, but now it's time to use what we know.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And don't
you know,
expect for it to get easier, because as soon as you start doing the right thing, as soon as you link up with the right people, as soon as you get on that right path, here you go.
Whole different world.
All left, right, front, back, side to side, like it don't even matter. And like them devils gonna come at you. You gotta realize a lot of the times when we deal with people that we really have quote unquote, I guess, problems with, we're not battling against people. We battle against principles and spirits in high places. A lot of times people let something get into their spirit. They won't even know it got into them. And they'll start letting that junk feast on them. Before you know it, it's a whole different person. It's not even a person that you knew.
And it ain't even the person that they know.
They
don't even know.
gone.
They don't even know that
They
they're not
gone.
even being themselves until somebody that love them come along and be like, "Hey, you need to tighten up," or "Hey, that ain't even how you is." You know what I'm saying? Or that ain't how you move, or that ain't how
Real
you
life.
think. That's why I keep one of the number one keys in order for us to rise as a people. We gotta know ourselves before anything else.
Right.
We so much of a sponge for bullshit that we don't even realize how many jewels we have within us. You know what I'm saying? Because we looking all outside, outsources. We outsource. That's just like in our black communities how we will support anybody else, but soon as a black store or a black business
Oh, they
open
too
up,
expensive.
we hesitate
I
or
ain't
we
messing
talk.
with
We
that.
find
Dictate their
reasons.
prices.
We find reasons. We keep on finding reasons.
Oh, I know
But
you,
we
dog.
don't
Come
know.
on, bro.
We
Let me
don't
get
realize
that.
why Black Wall Street was Black Wall Street. They kept the money in the community. It
Facts.
circulated 30-some times before it left the community. They
Facts.
said now in our community, soon as money touch our hand, it's gone less than 15 minutes
And
out
that's
our
true.
community.
Quickly.
Out our community.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So
That is
it
true.
ain't no disrespect to nobody else, but the same way they love they self,
That's
we
right.
gotta love ourselves a lot more. We gotta support each other a lot more because, you know, like, in order to be right, man, it's gonna take a tribe like we say. And as that tribe, everybody plays a certain position. And playing that position is even being that true friend saying, "Hey, my nigga, you out of pocket." Or, "Hey,
Facts.
that ain't real."
Right.
Or, "Hey, all that gossip and shit, mind your own business."
But
See,
also,
we came from an era.
you got to be able to interpret that and be able to take that too.
Yeah,
If
true
somebody
indeed.
bring that to you, you got to
It's
be
the
like,
way you
all right, you know
deliver
what? But I mean, so, are we gonna get mad at the delivery or are we gonna get mad at the message?
I mean, shit, most
You
of
know
us
what I'm
need
saying?
to pay attention to the message.
Like,
I'm with
if
you.
we want to be petty, yeah, we're gonna like, damn,
But
why you talking?
sometimes
But
you gotta
sometimes you
deliver.
need to get your
You
ass
gotta-
cussed out.
Yeah, you gotta
know what
go
I'm saying?
deliver.
Sometimes somebody gotta like deliver it
Gotta
in a way
deliver.
that you
know
can hear
why?
it.
Because you did your part. You was called up on that position to let them know some real shit, even if they
Right.
can't take it. As a youngin', I grew up around motherfuckers that kept it raw to the point where sometimes they said shit to me, damn near made me cry. I had to go home by myself and tighten up, but damn, they really hit my heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as a man now, I realized they was giving me strength. They wasn't
Right.
tearing me down. They was building me up.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So as a general, because I stand as a general because of the shit I've been through as a foot soldier.
Right.
You know what I mean? I realized those generals that was before me, they couldn't give it to me easy in order for me to be strong and face what was coming before me.
You had to
you
be
know what I
able
mean?
to interpret and take in what they giving you and be able, because the game ain't to be taught, it's to be caught.
Man.
You can talk to me all day long, dog.
That's right.
You can talk to me all day long, but if I don't catch you,
It
I
was
don't
all
comprehend
talk.
it.
It was all
Like,
talk.
it just ain't one ear, not the other.
But one thing though, bro. One thing about that. Soul food gonna stick even if you didn't want it. Mama used to
Right.
make soul food. I'd be like, man, I feel like, this the worstest dinner day. Today we gotta eat greens and we gotta eat all this good
I
ass
miss
soul
that
food
now,
that as a
bro.
kid I thought was like, I'd rather get McDonald's and I'd rather
right?
get pizza and all that
Quickly,
shit,
dog.
right? And we thought like, and it went in one ear and off the other when they telling us, no, you finna eat them beans up in there.
Right.
And we pissed off. Not knowing
In
those
real
shit, that
life.
shit still stuck. We went all day after we ate them beans and shit. And
Facts.
still, even though we didn't want it.
Facts.
And that's the thing, that's the difference about real and the difference in the power of the Most High.
You know, moms was cooking back then too.
Oh, throw
Granny
down.
was cooking too.
Yes, sir.
Like we had women was in the kitchen actually putting in work. Nowadays, like, it's kind of interesting, yeah. Like, a lot of, like, I don't know.
You don't have too many women that cook.
Yeah, I'm seeing most of, look at the chefs that even I see on TikTok, a lot of my fellas. I see some couple little air fryer queens, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know what those chefs out here, for real,
I hate to, interrupt our conversation, y'all, but, it always gets good, we be running over, but y'all know what? We definitely appreciate our guests on tonight.
Appreciate y'all having me.
We definitely would love to have you back. As a matter of fact, if you and your, the people who you work with, maybe you can get some of them and maybe some of the kids to come in. We would love to invite y'all on the show.
Yes.
Because one thing about us, we definitely want our children, our young kids, our young adults, even the ones going into adults, to know that they have a voice.
Absolutely.
We just ask that they be respectful when they voice their opinions, but they have a voice.
Be respectful
yes,
to them.
you know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
and that's with anybody. Not just our children, that's with adults.
Communication.
Communicating, period. And this is a platform for them to come on and express themselves, because a lot of our young adults or young youth feel they don't have a voice anymore. They're not being heard. So we want them to know.
we used to go through it too. Like, sit down, stay in a child's place, and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we can learn from each other.
Exactly.
That's
So we
where it
definitely
comes
want
down
to
to.
invite them to Why Not Say It.
Absolutely.
But
Man,
of
it's been
course,
a great show.
yes, it
Paparazzi,
has.
you
Love
know,
and respect.
Yes,
Man, we got a purpose. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Many are called, few are chosen, and we
Yes.
already know. Hey, we knew before we knew. That's how we know.
In real
That's what I
life.
mean by knowing
We've been
ourselves.
talking about this for a minute.
We connected without even knowing. And once it wasn't even a matter of nothing but locking hands. And from that day on, if we in certain places, we got each other. If I see him, I know, like, one of my guys up here, I don't care if he got a camera in his head. I know he gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that's a small portion of how deep we connected. You know what I'm saying?
Real life.
But the Most High got a purpose for us, bro. And man, it's a pleasure to have you. You know what I mean? And we got work to do. I know you know too. We've been shown signs so many times, bro, to the point you humbled all the way down with it. You started letting me know, like, bro, just let me know.
Yeah, that's all it is, dog.
Just
Like,
let me know. You know what I mean?
First step starts with the first step. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta take
Exactly.
it. Right here, this was it. Just having a conversation. Like, it's dope to watch you with your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like that's love and respect, man. I appreciate y'all for real.
And we appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you.
I'll say my thank yous, and like I stated, shout out because of working with Members in Motion?
Mentors in Motion.
Mentors in Motion. You know,
shout out to them again.
Oh my God, that's just so
Most
needed,
definitely.
and I hope that others grasp hold to grabbing our youth and bringing them back here.
Absolutely.
That's what we need.
All right,
So
y'all.
we thank
Until
you.
next time, we definitely thank our guests. We definitely will have you back on the show again.
Look forward to it.
Of course, on next Friday, we'll have another great show. Same time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you next time. Love you guys.
Peace.
Come on, take us out of here fast lane with some of that. And we do own the rights to this. One time for your mind,
fresh out
baby.
the studio.
You
This
know,
was
if you
something I
stay
was-
ready,
something
you
nice
ain't
and
gotta
easy,
get
exclusive.
ready. You did.
Exclusive.
All right now.
I just
Hey, you
did
heard it
Okay.
right
You
here
did it,
on
just
Why
did it.
Not
Just tell
Say
me
It.
how y'all feel, you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Hopefully Paparazzi be shooting that music video.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right
sure.
now, let's
I'm
make it
saying.
happen, Captain.
Yes.
Yeah. Check it out. Why Not Say It? Fast Lane, 747. We own the rights to this.
No way, Jose.
They say it's lonely at the top, but it's reckless at the bottom. Whenever my niggas need me, just know that I got them. All the comrades that's gone, pray that Allah got them. Life can lose you, so pray that the angels got them. Built for it. Try to take mine and get your ass killed for it. You don't have a clue about the cause that was dealt for it. Now my whips is foreign. Sacrifices that I made, hustling in the rainforest. Standing in the coldest storms like it's a rainforest. Just a rock time forward while my hood was at war. Trying to even the score. Why? My bitch steady calling me at home, said I don't love her no more. him hustling my pain away. Fuck stressing. Run that bag up, turn a curse into a blessing. Every day I wake is a blessing. Say my prayers as I meditate, then load the Smith and Wesson from St. Louis, where the whole city is ratchet. So if you running that bag up, you gotta keep a ratchet. Get in, get out, then play your exit. Make a lot of dineros and invest it. Prepare for the worst, cause this shit get hectic.